Hi, good evening. Welcome to A Foreigner in the Philippines. Well, you'll forgive me if I got a frog in my throat because I have a bit of a cold and a cough. So, well, more a cough than anything else. Well, I've had several communications from people who've had experiences firsthand on the problem with visa extension. And the most interesting that I've had was one from a subscriber who's been watching our videos for some time and taken in most of what happens, and had seen the video that I did about meeting up with our friend Wayne in Tagbilaran and finding out about this, what seems like a new clampdown in some areas. I have to repeat that it seems to be in some areas, and that is that there is a difficulty in renewing a visa for tourists, a tourist visa. Now, why would that be a problem? If you're a tourist and you come, why would it be a problem? Well, if you're living here and you don't, if you don't have the wherewithal, whatever your circumstances are, everybody's different, and cannot marry the Filipino that you are with. If you've been, I don't see that this is a huge problem myself about getting married, because if you've been living with a lady and sharing everything, and even have children, she is your common law wife anyway, and stands to gain if you actually split. But given that, and accepting on face value that some expats are saying that they can't get married for one reason and another, that then gives them a problem with this latest piece of information. Now, I can't find the damned email that I got regarding this this latest piece of information, but I can remember most of what was said. The man is intending to come to the Philippines for a vacation, and probably with plans to make it more than a vacation at the end of April, and was planning to come and see Beth and I, he will be more than welcome because he'll recognize himself in this without any names. Well, he actually was very concerned about the fact that he'd been learning from other people, not just from me, about this difficulty where certainly at Manila Airport and possibly at Cebu, but don't quote me on that because I'm not really sure of it, Cebu being one of two international airports which would service us in Bohol, the other one being Tagbilaran. So the problem, as outlined at first, was that when someone came into the country, their passport was scrutinized, and the immigration officer observed that they had been in and out many times. Our friend who gave me this information pointed out that yes, he did come and he was living with a lady, and that was a confirmed committed relationship, and she had 2 children, which he was supporting that as his family. But because of commitments at home, he had to leave at these occasions. So he would be spending 4 to 6 months here, and then he would be going back home and repeating the same thing every year, and had been doing for some time. The immigration officer said, you're not going to be allowed to do that, and the next time you come in, it's possible that you will get a 30-day visa, and that will be the end of it. You will not be allowed to renew. That was very disturbing news from our friend, who was about to sign a lease on a new apartment in another location away from Bohol. And that would have meant that he probably would go to Manila to be able to renew every 2 months like he had been doing. Alright, so fast forward now to the message that I've just had. And this person, as I said, was planning on coming to the Philippines for a vacation, and he was going to be coming at the end of April, and had seen this disturbing news about the visa. So he didn't want to come, I guess, from another country and arrive here and find that he was being refused entry. Because if you can have a very limited time when you come, you can be refused. Because as we've discussed and has been agreed by many people, immigration is a law unto itself. Well, the first one that my friend Wayne talked about, he had gone to a good, knowledgeable agency, a travel agency, and he told them his experience, and they had said, this is against the law. Here is the law about going and renewing your visa, your tourist visa, every 2 months, and there's no law against it. It has a limit, I believe, of 3 years. After that, you have to make sure that you leave the country. But then people have been leaving the country every 3 years for a long time, and then just coming back and starting all over again. So that, up to now, has never been a problem. Now, given that this is not the law, it seems that this is a way, as some expats have said, to force people to take the retirement visa, which can mean depositing $10,000 to $20,000 in order to have a bond in a bank, and then you are allowed to stay here on a retirement visa and come and go as you wish. You can't touch the money, but you can use it to buy new construction, say a condo. So you could use it for that. Alright, so given that, back again to our friend who has just written. He's coming in April, was concerned, so he went and did what I always say is the best thing, and that is, instead of going on hearsay, he went direct to the embassy. So he went to the Philippine embassy, told him what he had heard, and the embassy confirmed that there is no such plan or policy in being enforced. They said this is not the law. The law is, as we have now discussed. So, what to do? Well, strangely enough, the answer to that problem, at least for people who are coming on their next visit and have time to apply, the embassy spokesman said, what I would advise you to do is to apply up front for a 59-day visa, and then you will be entering the country with a passport with a visa in it, and there will be no question about whether you stay or not. Now, even then, is that going to be enough of I have the law with me for an immigration person? Now, it gets good and bad news. One of the things that seems to emerge is that if you go to somewhere like Tagbilaran has been found to be a very likable group of people who you can talk to. It's never very crowded, and I've never had any problem. In the 3 to 4 years that I've been in Bohol, I've never had any problem. I go there every 2 months, and I renew my visa. Now, I'm outside of this loop now because of Beth and I having been to Hong Kong at the very last part of last year, and we went, and when we came back, because we were together with our marriage certificate, we presented our documents, and we were automatically given a Balikbayan visa, which is valid for 1 year and is free. So there's always that option open to you. But if you are married, it doesn't seem like you have a problem anyway, because no one is going to refuse to let you stay. It seems to be the ones that the people that are staying here, and despite being fully committed to a monogamous relationship, even with children involved and property involved, there is a possibility that you may be refused. So, as I said, my own personal way of handling this, if it applied to me right now, is I would go to Tagbilaran, as I usually do, and I would talk to that girl, as I usually do, who now knows me, and I would just simply fill in the form and apply for a 2-month visa. That's what I would do. So if you're in that situation and you can't do otherwise than to be penalized, or there is a possibility of being penalized in this, what seems like a covert plan to me, front yourself into a more laid-back place. Now, if you're concerned about it, you can get a Klima ferry over to Atafi, and a bus ride will take you to Tagbilaran, where most people have had a good experience and they've gone there and got their visa. There is something else that someone did tell me that I don't know. I'm not saying that this is absolutely true, but this is what I heard from someone who said, actually, what you can do is, for instance, if you went on Monday and renewed your visa for 2 months, you could actually go back again the next day and renew your visa for another 2 months, and you could do that 3 times. Don't depend on that as a piece of solid, that is the law, because that's what I saw. An expat on another expat site affirmed that that was true, and that's what he had done. I wish you luck. I hope that you do not get threatened by this, but it's worth thinking about, because if you are uninformed, then you may roll up to Manila uninformed and unguarded and unprepared and find your visa with only a week to go. If you're like me, you leave it a week. That's what you're supposed to do, a week before it expires, and according to the information we've been having, your visa might be refused and you've got to leave, and not guaranteed to be able to come back. Very worrying. Well, good luck to you. I hope all goes well. I would love to hear from you if you have any further information of this that either confirms or denies. If you have an actual experience that confirms or denies this, then please get in touch, make a comment, let everybody know, because we need to share information. This is a foreigner in the Philippines. Please share this as a piece of what I consider is reliable information, especially from the person who has now emailed me, and I would find that email if I really have to, because I am going to invite this man to come and visit us anyway. So let us know and share this video, because it might alert somebody who does need to do something about it. This is a foreigner in the Philippines. Please like, comment, subscribe, share. Bye for now.